Good day, my friends. I want to begin by asking you a question. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to attract wealth and abundance effortlessly, while others work day and night and never seem to get ahead? Think about it. Two people can start with the same education, the same resources, and even the same opportunities, yet one rises into prosperity and the other struggles with lack. Why does this happen? The answer may surprise you. It's not luck, it's not chance, and it's not even who you know. It is about understanding principles. Life doesn't respond to emotions, it responds to laws. Just like gravity works the same for everyone, the laws of wealth and abundance work the same for anyone who applies them. Today, I want to share something with you that has the power to shift the way you think about success forever. I want to talk about three numbers, yes, just three numbers, and if you understand these numbers and apply what they represent, you can unlock doors to wealth and abundance in your life that you never thought possible. Numbers run our world. Our days are measured by numbers, our finances are counted in numbers, and even the universe is held together by mathematical precision. But here's the powerful truth. There are three numbers that carry hidden keys to prosperity. These numbers are not just symbols, they represent principles, and when you align your life with them, you tap into something greater than yourself. I need you to lean in, because what I'm about to share is not theory. It's practical, it's real, and it works. Some of you are sitting here today wondering why your efforts haven't produced the results you want. You've been working hard, praying, trying, but you still feel stuck. The problem is not your effort, it's your foundation. If the foundation is not aligned with the right principles, the building will collapse no matter how beautiful it looks on the outside. So, let me prepare you. What you're going to hear today is not just information, it's transformation. By the time we finish, you will never look at money, success, or abundance the same way again. You'll have tools, not just inspiration. You'll have clarity, not just motivation. I want you to imagine something. Close your eyes for a moment and picture the life you truly desire. Not the life others expect of you, but the life that's in your heart. Picture yourself living free from financial stress, walking in your purpose, and having more than enough, not just for yourself, but to bless others. That life is not a fantasy. It's possible, but it requires alignment with principles that govern abundance. And today, I will show you those principles through the power of three numbers. These numbers, 1, 10, and 100, will reveal to you a roadmap for vision, discipline, and multiplication. If you can grasp them, your financial story can change in 2025 and beyond. Are you ready to discover the keys that unlock wealth and abundance? Wealth begins with one. Everything you see around you started with one idea in someone's mind. Apple began when Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak had one vision: to make computers personal and accessible to everyday people. That single vision, birthed in a small garage, grew into one of the most powerful companies in the world. The number one represents clarity and focus. You cannot move toward abundance if you don't know your one direction. Most people fail financially not because they are lazy, but because they are scattered. They jump from one job to another, one business to another, one strategy to another, and never allow any seed to take root. Life doesn't reward scattered effort, it rewards focused commitment. If you want to unlock wealth, you need to pause and ask yourself, what is my one vision? Think about a laser beam. Light spreads in all directions, but when focused, it cuts through steel. The same principle applies to your life. The number one challenges you to find that singular focus. Maybe your one gift is teaching, designing, selling, or serving. If you take that one gift seriously, refine it, and commit to it, it will open doors of abundance. Vision is not a luxury, it is a necessity. Without vision, money becomes meaningless, and even if you earn it, you won't keep it. Studies show that nearly 80% of professional athletes end up broke within 5 years of retirement. They made millions, but because they lacked one clear vision for their wealth, it evaporated. Wealth without vision is like water in your hand. It slips away. Ask yourself today, what one thing would I do if I knew I could not fail? That is the seed of your vision. And once you find it, hold on to it, because your financial destiny is hidden inside your one idea. The number one also teaches us something deeper. Focus creates multiplication. Most people think abundance comes by doing more, but the truth is, abundance comes by doing less, with more focus. Take the story of Amazon. Jeff Bezos didn't try to sell everything at first. He picked one product, books. The company became the world's biggest bookstore online. Once he mastered that focus, Amazon expanded into electronics, fashion, groceries, and now even space technology. But it all started with one singular focus. That's the secret. Focus first, multiply later. A lack of focus is the silent killer of dreams. Imagine a farmer planting 10 seeds in 10 different fields, but never watering any of them consistently. At harvest season, nothing grows. But another farmer plants all 10 seeds in one field, waters them daily, and sees a great harvest. The difference is not in the seeds. The difference is in the focus. Many of us are like the first farmer. We have started 5 businesses, 4 side hustles, 3 unfinished projects, and wonder why nothing works. But the principle of singularity demands that you pour yourself into one thing until it begins to produce. When it produces, then you can branch out. Focus is also a matter of discipline. A magnifying glass can sit under the sun all day, but nothing will happen until it is angled to one spot. Then, in seconds, it creates fire. Your financial fire is waiting on your ability to direct your energy to one point. When you hear stories of people who built wealth, you often discover they were not necessarily the smartest, but they were the most focused. They picked one lane and refused to leave it until it bore fruit. The lesson is clear. Stop scattering your energy, your money, and your time. Choose one thing, master it, and watch how it multiplies. The number 10 carries a message of order, balance, and structure. It is no accident that our entire counting system is built on tens. When you handle 10, you can handle more. When you fail at 10, you cannot expect multiplication. In wealth creation, 10 symbolizes systems, the structure that holds your abundance. Think about the 10 commandments. They were given not to limit people, but to establish order. Without order, chaos rules. The same is true in finances. You may earn a good salary, but if there is no system, money will disappear as quickly as it comes. That is why you can see 2 people with the same income living in 2 different worlds, one drowning in debt, the other building wealth. The difference is discipline. Statistics reveal that nearly 70% of lottery winners go bankrupt within 5 years. They received abundance, but they lacked structure. They were given $10 million, but they couldn't master $10. Discipline is the guardrail of prosperity. Without it, wealth becomes a curse rather than a blessing. The number 10 reminds you that money is not the first step. Management is. If you cannot manage small, you disqualify yourself for large. A person who spends recklessly with 100 will do the same with 1,000. This is why many who pray for abundance never see it, because abundance responds to order, not just desire. Wealth requires boundaries. Abundance without control is like pouring water into a basket. It leaks away. Discipline is what gives money a container to multiply in. Without discipline, even great opportunities are wasted. Consider the story of Mike Tyson. At one point, he earned over $400 million in his boxing career. Yet within a few years, he declared bankruptcy. How does a man make nearly $500 million and end up with nothing? The answer is simple. He lacked the discipline to protect his wealth. Lavish spending, unchecked decisions, and no financial order destroyed what discipline could have sustained. On the other hand, take Warren Buffett, one of the wealthiest men alive. Despite his billions, he still lives in the modest house he bought in 1958. He drives a regular car, eats simple meals, and lives by discipline. His fortune has grown because he values structure more than luxury. Discipline is not about deprivation, it is about preservation. Think of discipline as a fence around your financial garden. Without it, weeds, thieves, and waste invade. With it, your resources are protected long enough to multiply. A disciplined person budgets, plans, invests, and monitors every resource. They don't leave their financial future to luck. They create it with order. The greatest mistake people make is confusing wealth with spending. Many want to show wealth rather than grow wealth. They buy cars, clothes, and gadgets to look rich, but remain financially weak. Discipline breaks this cycle by teaching restraint. True abundance is measured not by how much you spend, but by how much you can sustain and multiply. Discipline doesn't just protect money, it protects vision. A visionary without discipline becomes a dreamer. But when you apply discipline, vision turns into strategy, and strategy turns into wealth. The number 100 carries with it the power of multiplication. It represents abundance on another level, where growth is no longer linear but exponential. When you plant one seed of corn, you do not get one seed back. You get a stalk filled with hundreds of kernels. That is the law of multiplication. Wealth follows the same principle. What you sow, nurture, and structure will return to you in multiplied form. A farmer understands this better than anyone. He doesn't expect immediate harvest the day after planting. He knows the soil must be prepared, the seed must be planted, the ground must be watered, and time must pass before the harvest comes. Yet, when the harvest arrives, the return is far greater than what was planted. Multiplication works only for those who trust the process. When we talk about wealth and abundance, the 100 represents the stage where your disciplined vision begins to expand beyond you. Your one idea, structured with order, now produces results in multiple areas. Think of companies like Coca-Cola. It started with one drink, but through multiplication, it has spread into more than 200 countries with hundreds of product variations. That is the hundredfold effect in action. What begins as one becomes many, but here's the key: multiplication doesn't happen to everyone. It happens only to those who respect the earlier numbers. If you skip 1 and 10, you never reach 100. A person who never established vision or discipline will sabotage their own multiplication. That is why many businesses collapse when they expand too quickly. They chase multiplication without the foundation of order. The 100 calls you to think bigger, not just for yourself, but for the lives you can impact. True wealth multiplies outward, creating jobs, opportunities, and legacies. It is the stage where abundance turns into influence. The principle of the 100 also speaks to compound growth, the silent force behind lasting wealth. Albert Einstein once called compound interest the eighth wonder of the world. Why? Because it turns small, consistent efforts into extraordinary outcomes. Imagine someone investing just $500 a month in a growth account. Over 30 years, that person could accumulate more than $600. The secret is not luck but consistency and time. Compounding multiplies what you commit to regularly. Many people underestimate small beginnings because they look at what they have today rather than what it can become tomorrow. This principle is not limited to money. Compound growth applies to habits, skills, and relationships. If you read 10 pages of a book every day, in a year you would finish more than 600 pages, the equivalent of 15 to 18 books. That knowledge compounds into wisdom, and wisdom attracts opportunities that money alone cannot buy. Look at how technology companies grow. Facebook didn't explode overnight. It began with a small user base at Harvard University. Day by day, it added a few hundred users. Over time, those users multiplied into millions and eventually billions. The company's value skyrocketed not because of sudden miracles, but because of compound growth fueled by consistency. The danger is that people want instant success, so they despise small starts. They plant seeds but quit before they see the harvest. Compounding requires patience. It is not glamorous at first, but over time it produces results that shock the world. Compound growth teaches us to respect the process of building wealth and abundance. It shifts the mindset from chasing quick gains to creating steady streams that multiply over time. True abundance is never measured by the numbers in your bank account, but by the value you bring to others. Money is simply a reward for solving problems. The more problems you solve, the more wealth you attract. The number 100 represents not only financial multiplication, but also the multiplication of value. Consider teachers. A teacher standing in a classroom may influence 30 students. That impact is real but limited. Now imagine that same teacher writing a book or launching an online course. Suddenly, their knowledge reaches thousands, even millions. The content didn't change, but the method of multiplying value expanded. The teacher now influences far more people and, as a result, opens new financial streams. Look at platforms like YouTube or TikTok. Many ordinary individuals have become millionaires not because they invented something new, but because they learned to multiply their value to millions of viewers. A person sharing recipes, teaching fitness, or giving financial tips can build a following of millions and turn that influence into wealth. The lesson is simple. Your wealth is hidden in the problems you solve for others and how widely you can multiply that solution. Companies operate by the same principle. Uber didn't invent taxis. It simply created a new way to connect drivers with riders. Airbnb didn't build hotels. It multiplied the value of empty rooms people already owned. Value creation is the foundation of sustainable wealth. When your vision solves problems, your wealth is secure because value never goes out of style. People who chase money without value always end up empty-handed. But those who chase value naturally attract money, influence, and legacy. If you want abundance, stop asking, "How can I make money?" and start asking, "How can I serve more people with my gift?" Wealth and abundance unfold in stages, and those stages take time. The numbers 1, 10, and 100 are not random. They symbolize a journey. 1 represents vision, 10 represents discipline, and 100 represents multiplication. To try to skip steps is to sabotage your own growth. Abundance is not a single moment of breakthrough. It is the result of years of consistency. Many people want the 100-fold harvest immediately, but they do not want to respect the process of 1 and 10. They want the fruit without planting the seed. That is why so many people jump from one opportunity to another, always looking for quick success, and never build anything that lasts. Think of bamboo trees. When a bamboo seed is planted, nothing seems to happen for years. The farmer waters and nurtures the soil, but there is no visible growth. Yet in the 5th year, the bamboo shoots up almost 90 feet in a matter of weeks. Did it grow overnight? No, it was growing underground all along, building the roots strong enough to handle its rapid expansion. Wealth and abundance follow the same principle. Your vision may not seem to grow immediately. Your discipline may feel difficult and unrewarding. But when the foundation is secure, multiplication happens suddenly. The growth that appears overnight is only possible because of the years of hidden preparation. Abundance is also holistic. It's not just about financial riches. It includes peace, health, relationships, and purpose. Many people chase money but sacrifice family, health, or integrity in the process. That is not abundance. It is imbalance. True abundance is when your life flourishes in all areas because you respected the process of growth. The journey of abundance requires patience, faith, and persistence. Each stage teaches lessons necessary for the next. Those who honor the journey will find themselves not only with wealth, but also with the wisdom and character to sustain it.